What's going on?
What's going on is we have a problem.
One hell of a problem.
All right, hang on, Ray. Somehow or other, Wes Leonard got hold of the fact that Larry Page sent me a letter of endorsement. And he used it in his column today.
Oh, no. Oh, this is terrible. This could be so much trouble.
Yeah, it could cost your brother the election.
Image of a young knight in shining armor who will dissent, clean up. Well, that's crummy, that sarcastic tone.
Read on, it gets better.
What is less well known about Mr. Ryan is that he's not always fastidious about whose political backing he will accept. Larry Page, who it is alleged not only heads possibly the most corrupt union organization on the Eastern Seaboard, but also allegedly has well-known connections with organized crime. Oh, Frank, I can't believe this.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, a lot of other people will believe it, and most of them will be of voting age.
We certainly don't need this, not so close to the campaign. What do you think, Bob? How bad is it?
Well, it's not good, that's for sure.
No, it certainly is not good. Months and months of work just down the drain.
He's syndicated, I know, but how many papers?
A couple of hundred all around the country.
Every major city in New York State and an awful lot of towns and villages.
Everybody reads Wes Leonard. He's my mother's favorite columnist. Oh, next to you, of course.
Look, as much as I'd like to believe in the power of the press, and particularly syndicated columnists, it may not be all that bad. Yes, it's one bad story balanced against months of good coverage.
Oh, Jack, stop it. Come on, you know it's as serious as I do.
Yeah, but what I can't figure out is who did it.
That's what we're wondering.
Well, I mean, who knew about it after all? Just all of us. Nancy Feldman knew.
Nancy?
Yeah. She was here the day that George and I were trying to decide how to file that letter. Oh, you can't think it was her. She's absolutely loyal, and besides, she's certainly not stupid, and she doesn't even know Wes.
Wes.
Yeah.
So it's Wes, is it? Hmm?
Oh, no.
Gee, goodness.
I came to see you about little John before, but you weren't here.
Well, I'm here now. What can I do for you?
Look, Maeve, I'm very upset. And I didn't expect little John to be here, but he's here. Mrs. Shaw is putting him down for a nap.
Well, of course. That was the plan when I went off to that fundraising tea for Francis. You're not making much sense, girl. Why wouldn't he be here?
Because he's been halfway to Florida and then back again, because Ray Woodard is using him as bait to catch Frank, and because you aren't here and Johnny's letting it happen.
Oh, my heavens.
Look, Maeve, I'm very sorry, okay? I know I should be acting grown up about this, but I can't. Ray Woodard is after Frank, and she's using my little boy to get it. And I don't want that to happen. I mean, how could you let this happen? You don't like her, do you?
Well, I mean, I'm very grateful to her for what she's doing for Francis in a political way. I mean, I'm certainly not happy with their personal relationship, no. But
Okay,
as far
good.
as little John
Okay,
is
good,
concerned...
then you're on my side. Good.
It isn't a question of choosing sides, dear. Why don't you take a deep breath and calm yourself and sit down here and tell me what's worrying you so much?
Okay. All right, I came here yesterday. I just dropped in because I was in the neighborhood, you know? And I was talking to Kevin, and then Johnny came in. It was great because we were talking about the market and commodities and how well I was doing. And then Ray Woodard comes in, and she takes little John away from us, just under our noses. She takes him and she puts him in an open-air car riding through the dirty streets like that.
Well, I knew about that, dear. The child loved it. And he certainly was dressed warmly.
Well, maybe that's in your opinion, but I don't think so at all. And I went home and I thought about it, and I realized that this is the time for me to figure out this situation.
I'm getting, it's getting a little difficult to follow you, dear.
Okay, well, today I came here because I wanted to talk to you and Johnny. And I walk into the bar, and Ray Woodard is holding onto his little hand, Maeve, and I thought I was going to cry.
Please don't. Go on.
And then she said she's taking him to Florida. Yeah, she's taking him to the beach, but Palm Beach, for a rest. That's really great. So she's doing it to make Frank feel better, but that's not why she's doing it at all. No, she's doing it. She's doing it so she can show Frank what a good mother she is.
Now, aren't you exaggerating the situation a little bit?
Maeve, you know her. Do you trust her?
Well,
Okay. Okay, the crazy thing is, they get halfway there, then they come back again. I mean, that's her own playing, Maeve. That really isn't fair at all. I mean, the little John's got to get very confused about it. They go there, then they come back again.
Well, I think the child will probably survive. And as far as Frank is concerned, I don't think he has any long-range plans for a permanent relationship with Ray. I certainly don't approve of the relationship they have now, but...
Look, I don't think Frank has any plans. I think Ray has a lot of plans. And she's using little John to get it, not because she likes him. Now, Maeve, I went back and I talked to Roger. And I've decided that I want little John to come and live with us.
With you and Roger
Yes.
now?
Look, Maeve, I've changed a lot. If you don't believe me, you can ask Dr. Bogano. And the only reason that you've had him is because neither Frank or I could provide a good home for him. But now I can. Because I'm rich, and Roger's rich, and he's going way up. Maeve, do you realize I'm worth $40,000 now?
Surely you understand that there's more to being a parent than paying the bills.
Look, Maeve, I realize that. In fact, I said that to Ray Woodard. I mean, she tries to buy everybody. Look at what she buys. She's buying him expensive toys and everything like that.
And you and Roger just being married? I mean, don't you want some time together?
Maeve, we'll have a lot of time together. We want to be with little John. Look, I talked to Roger. He doesn't mind at all.
Roger Coleridge as a father, that's a thought I've never had.
Maeve, he's a new person. I mean, people can change. Hey, look at me. I changed. Okay, well, I guess I better be going.
Well, do you want to stay until little John wakes up? Then you can have a visit.
No, I'll come back and I'll see him soon. You like this? Roger got it for me for a present.
Oh, yes. It's quite remarkable.
It's an ensemble.
Yes.
Roger's been so good to me. And he's going to be good to little John. So will I. Okay, well, bye.
You think that I did it? You think that I told Wes Leonard?
Siobhan, you did have dinner with him.
I had dinner with him, but that's all. I didn't tell him anything.
Siobhan, face the facts. As you just pointed out, only the people in this room knew about Larry Page's endorsement of Frank, with the exception of Nancy Feldman, and you yourself just eliminated her as a possible source.
Right.
All right. Now, your brother obviously did not go to Wes Leonard and invite him to sabotage the campaign, nor did I. Bob assures us that he told no one, and Georgia has been virtually changed to her typewriter for the past 48 hours, in addition to which she knows how to keep her mouth shut.
So do I.
And your brother-in-law is not about to start handing out juicy tidbits to rival correspondents.
Oh, so it's got to be me.
You had the information, and you had the opportunity.
But what about a motive? Am I an undercover agent for Frank's opponent? Did I get a kickback from Wes, or am I a generally vicious person?
Siobhan, nobody said it was done intentionally.
Oh, my God. You believe it?
Honey, I don't know what to believe. You did spend the evening with him last night, didn't you?
We had dinner.
Okay, were you drinking?
Drinks, yeah, of course drinks. Wes drinks like a fish.
I
whenever
don't mean Wes. Were you drinking?
I had 2 weak white wine and sodas. Well, does that mean I let it all out in a drunken stupor?
Do you remember what you did talk about? Politics?
We went right past Frank's campaign. I volunteered that he'd win by a landslide, in my humble opinion, but we went on to other subjects. I told you, we talked about marriage.
Marriage?
In a general way, family.
But you didn't get into any specifics about Frank.
You too?
Look, I'm not saying that you told him outright. I'm a reporter, too, remember? Now, I know that I can get information from people without their even knowing that they're giving it.
But, Jack, I haven't lost my faculties. I mean, I open my mouth too often, but I always know if I did it. Or are you buying Mary's fancy theory that I just have to make trouble to keep breathing?
What's that?
Oh, never mind.
Does Mary know about this? Where is she? Downstairs laying a fire in the lobby to burn me at the stake?
Honey, come on now, don't.
Well, don't holler, because I'm being convicted here without a trial. I didn't leak that information to Wes Leonard.
Okay, then do you have any idea how he might have gotten hold of it?
No, I don't.
Well, we do. Or at least there is one obvious explanation.
Ray, go easy, please.
Your baby sister has done damage before. Mary herself yanked her out of the press office. And you promised me, Frank, when she came to work for Georgia...
Now, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Don't start cataloging Siobhan's endless sins because they have nothing to do with this. Just don't bother. Never mind.
Siobhan.
I'm getting out. And don't worry, I'm never setting foot in this office again. And if I see a Frank Ryan poster on the street, I will cross the street so I don't contaminate it. And I hope you don't mind if I vote for him.
Honey, I'm sorry.
I'm very sorry myself.
Siobhan.
Sorry, Frank, but I'm relieved that she's gone.
And here he comes now. Vroom. Is that how he makes the sound? What's the kind of sound he makes? Oh, that's it. Well, that's how it goes. Well, now, who's this in here? Look in here. Tell me. Is that the captain? Oh, he must be such a brave man to go way up in space like that. Would you go up in space?
Show Grandma where the laser beams come from.
Yes.
Oh,
Dear, don't do that to me.
It's another world, isn't it? Today's toys is all
surely
different.
is. I'm not so glad about Ray Woodard giving him so many presents, I'll tell you.
Well, it wasn't a present as much as a consolation prize for never getting to Florida.
Yes. Well, we'll put this away now, all right, Johnny?
Put it away.
And you go and take him into his bath.
With
Mr. Shore's waiting for him.
pleasure, and away we go. Boom,
He's been
boom.
cleaned up after this day, let me tell you. Oh, dear. I want him to get to bed early. He's had quite a day. Would you please explain to me what Raywood was doing flying half the way to Florida and then turning around and coming all the way back?
Well, it beats me. All I know is the chauffeur came, dropped off little John with his new toy, and said something about Frank could be in touch with us later.
I don't know that it was such a smart thing to let him go, John.
Well, I don't know either, but what was I supposed to do? Ray said she wanted to do something for Frank, give him some rest, some time alone with his son. He needs that.
Yes, well, Francis should make his own opportunities. That's what I say.
You still don't like her, do you?
Well, I'm grateful for what she's doing for Frank politically, but I don't think she's the right woman for him, no.
Nor does Frank.
I'll tell you what Delia thinks. She thinks she's using little John.
I know that. Delia made a huge scene in here today. Oh, I don't know. This week, Delia's upset about little John. She's making big scenes. She's threatening custody suits. Next week, she'll be ignoring him as usual.
No, I think she's serious, John. She told me. And she spoke to Roger. They want the boy.
To live with them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's the boy's mother.
Yes, true.
And she's in a lot better shape than she used to be.
That's what I keep telling myself. I keep looking for the bright side of things. And she has done a lot of growing up. And she seems to care more for him. Maybe now that he's older, she won't feel he's such a burden.
Ah, burden. One baby. My girl raised 5.
He's 6 now. I know it was only temporary, the custody, but I feel like he's one of my own.
He is, darling. He's your grandson.
I suppose it's only right that he live with one of his parents, and Frank can't offer anything now.
No, he won't be in that kind of position for quite a while.
Roger Coleridge. Well, maybe he could be a good influence. I don't know. I never thought I'd say that in my lifetime.
Well, he's been good for Dee. And face it, darling, the man is loaded. And so is Dee now, if things keep going the way they have been, out on her upward trend.
Yes, but I tried to tell her before that it's not material things that matter to children. That girl has been so needy for so long. Do you think she can really turn around and offer something, give something to her own son?
Well, let's hope so.
Oh. The thought of no one occupying that little bed in there.
No more fire trucks to trip over.
The quiet, John. I can't help it. It sounds selfish, but I don't like to lose him.
I know you don't. And you know something? I don't either.
All of them trooping to the house. Francis and Cass and Mary. Patrick, Siobhan. Little Edmund, of course, will never be a real part of this family. Losing little John now, it's like losing them all. Again.
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
You know, Delia, she's serious. She gets a bug in her bonnet that she wants something. I just wish I knew that she'd raise him with some values.
Well, he'll always have his grandparents. Dee only manages to stick close to us.
I wonder.
Come on out.
Why?
Somebody might want to make a phone call.
Far be it from me.
Come on.
Jack, how does a person prove she's innocent of something?
I don't know exactly. It can be very hard, I guess.
Hard. When your record's against you and everybody wants to believe the worst, it's impossible. I'm wondering what the weather's like in Australia.
This time of year, hot. You gonna run?
Run? No. I thought I'd take a plane. I'm sorry. It hurts so much.
I know.
This is so undignified. It's so ironic. It's so incredibly ironic. I mean, I came all the way back here from the coast to be determined to find a place for myself and the family. And I took a job in my sister's office to try and work things out with her and with Frank. And I made a stupid mistakes, and they weren't malicious, and I don't care what Mary says about that. And I'm out on my ear. Oh, but I'm still in there pitching. You know the old credo, failure's no shame if you're willing to try again. Oh, I got so I could type 63 words in a minute. So what? But I was learning. Oh, I was learning to keep my mouth shut, and I did. I didn't tell Wes Leonard anything. I promise that is the truth. Jack, the truth is irrelevant. It happened, so it had to be me, see? Frank, Ray, Bobby, and Georgia. They all said they didn't do it, and so did Siobhan, but that's beside the point. It's my word. Don't you see? It's my word, and it is all that matters to me, and it means nothing. Nothing. Boy, Mother's gonna be dripping with I told you so's.
Hey, Maeve, it's not that way.
Oh, yeah, she is with me. Jack, she's never gonna believe me. But it's funny, you know? It's sad, too, because for a minute there, for one brief moment, I felt like I was a part of things. Back there, I walked in that door with my little box of donuts, and I looked at everybody's face. Heard my name mentioned, they all went white. I forgot about that. I found out about Wes Leonard's column, and I swear my only thought was to help Frank and for all of us. I felt we were sharing the disaster. I looked up at all of you.
That was a bad moment.
Yeah, it's getting worse, because more and more I know what it means. I'm never going to be admitted to this family. See, even if Frank loses, they'll never forgive me for that. And if he wins, they'll say that it's in spite of me. They're never going to believe it.
I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Every other goof you made, you owned up. You're an honest person.
You told me once I was honest to a fault, that I told people truths that didn't help to hear.
Yeah, well, that was something else. I've seen quite a bit of you since you came back, and I know that you'd never tell a lie, even to save your own neck.
No. But you're wondering if maybe I told Wes somehow and I just don't realize it. I didn't, Jack. And I know that I didn't.
Okay.
Thank you for that. They'll never believe it. Anyway, whatever happens on Election Day, they aren't going to want me around.
Do me a favor, will you? Don't pack yet.
What if you could change your past? Erica does, every week, because sometimes the only way to move forward is to go back. A new original primetime drama, Being Erica, tonight at 10 on SoapNet.